AskReddit, what is movie cliché that you never really see? Subscriber all and humanity. People turning the water on in a shower while standing directly under it. Person A. How do I know that I can trust you? Person B. You don't. Person who immediately proceeds to trust person B. Turning the TV onto the correct channel at exactly the right moment to catch a relevant, potentially life-changing news broadcast from the very beginning. Seriously doubt that black market arms dealers and terrorists conduct 90% of their business in the middle of a club full of strangers with techno music blaring. No one ever wants to give their partner the benefit of the doubt. So many characters get caught doing something seemingly suspicious that could be explained, justified by giving context. But, of course, no one wants to take the 10 seconds to hear it. I can explain. Asterisk 30 minutes later, still hasn't explained. Asterisk. People taking like 20 stronger punches right on the chin like nothing. Setting fire to petrol by flicking a lit cigarette in a pool of it on the ground. No matter what crowded city or time of day it is, there will always be an open parking spot right exactly in front of wherever they're driving to. A bedroom full of lit candles during sex. Getting knocked out cold and being perfectly fine. Asking someone out on a date. The saying, pick you up at 8. Then just leaving. No question on where the fuck they live or where they'll pick them up from, monsieur. When two characters get out of a car and one says, so what are we doing here? Quote, where are we? Or, what's the plan? As if they didn't just have the entire car ride to discuss this. I've never had a friend say, I'll explain later, and then sit silently in traffic until we get there and then, okay, so here's the deal. 19-year-old part-timer at a fast food restaurant, living by themselves in a luxurious 2-bedroom apartment downtown in a major city. Your handgun has 52 bullets before reloading. People fucking and then rolling over and going to sleep. Do people actually just let it ooze out and then sleep in a wet spot all night? A room full of 5+ people that have a conversation that flows perfectly and isn't just people constantly talking over each other. There's no time to explain. Well, I mean, in the same time it took to say that, you could have said, there's a man chasing after me, or we have to get to the hospital, or literally any other simple phrase that gives a general idea of what the hell is happening. No smoke when there is fire. I was a chef for 20 years. I waited 20 years for someone to say, you're bleeding. Quote, one often is in the kitchen, just so I could reply, I ain't got time to bleed. Quote from Predator, it never happened. Pensive face. I don't think I've ever seen one person miss a basketball shot in a movie. Ever. Except in basketball movies. The meet cute, where two folks bump into each other at the grocery store and end up chatting. Then dating. Then breaking up over a misunderstanding. Then getting back together. World's going to explode in 5 minutes. Asterisk uses 3 minutes of it to give a speech. Asterisk. Someone who stalks their crush, and not only doesn't wind up on the wrong side of an arrest warrant and/or a restraining order, but actually gets into a relationship with that person, who clearly doesn't think they're a creep. I guess Op is asking for movie cliches that never happen in real life, but there actually are some classic movie cliches that somehow became cliches while almost never actually being used in any movies. The two that immediately come to mind are the bandit tying the damsel to a train track. Was only used in a couple of very obscure early silent shorts. And mysteries where it turns out the butler did it. Has been used ironically a few times, but someone did a survey once and only turned up one minor Agatha Christie novel that used this trope earnestly. I also had a student ask me once which movie it was that started the cliché of a private eye sitting at his desk with a bottle of hooch when a dame walks in who looked like trouble, and was shocked when I realized I couldn't name a single movie that actually begins that way in earnest. Though, again, it's been used ironically a few times. Incidentally, I don't think any of those cliches ever happen much in real life either. So double whammy.